Welcome to today's custom deep dive. Our mission today is actually to present a sweeping, newly translated Russian novel to you, our global English-speaking audience.
Yeah, and it's called Svetlyachok, or The Firefly, right?
Exactly. It is this gripping generational saga. I mean, it uses the invention of a totally untraceable, deadly KGB chemical weapon to sort of track the chaotic collapse of the Soviet Union.
Right, and to really understand how this starts, we have to look at the 1980s with Kostya.
Okay, so who is Kostya?
Well, he's this brilliant, music-loving chemist, but he finds himself blackmailed by a really ruthless KGB agent named Yuri Siri.
Which, sounds like standard KGB thriller stuff, but then Siri forces him to invent this terrifyingly elegant nerve agent.
Exactly, and the delivery mechanism is just wild. It's actually activated by Coca-Cola.
Wait, really? Like regular soda?
Yeah, regular Coke. So the specific acidic compound in the cola breaks down the stabilizing agent in the vial. You take a sip, and bam, the reaction is instantaneous.
Wow, so the ultimate symbol of Western capitalism is the literal trigger for a Soviet assassination tool.
It is such a brilliant irony. But for Kostya, the tragedy is so deeply personal. He's secretly in love with this beautiful but very calculating secretary named Svetlana.
Oh, right, which is why he names the poison after her. Svetlyachok.
Yeah.
It's basically a twisted Romeo and Juliet. I mean, the unrequited love token isn't a sonnet. It's literally a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah, a rack of lethal gas. And it gets darker because Kostya actually catches Svetlana with their corrupt boss. He's completely heartbroken and ends up committing suicide.
Leaving those deadly vials just sitting there.
Exactly. And that's really just the catalyst, because his death leaves this immense power sitting in a vacuum.
Which Yuri Siri immediately fills.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Siri finds the vials hidden in Svetlana's office. He basically extorts her to keep them hidden there.
So her apartment becomes his personal safe deposit box for the poison.
Yeah, and he uses Svetlyachok as an untraceable assassination tool for decades. He profits hugely off all the chaos of the 90s and 2000s.
I mean, he uses it for everything, like wiping out an entire herd of collective farm cows for a mafia real estate grab.
Right, or even during major geopolitical events like the 2004 Grozny stadium bombing.
And we should explicitly state here, as we look at the scope of this book, we are maintaining strict political neutrality. The author weaves this fictional poison through very real conflicts in Chechnya, Yugoslavia, and Ukraine.
Right, we're just reporting the novel's plot here.
Exactly. The novel is just using those real-world traumas as a backdrop to show how deeply this invisible corruption spreads.
And the poison is this perfect metaphor for the era's hidden decay. It's invisible, odorless, and just devastating to whatever it touches.
But while all this is happening, Svetlana isn't exactly a victim, right?
Yeah.
She ruthlessly climbs the social ladder.
Oh, she uses the chaos to her advantage. She survives financial crashes, mafia wars, all through just pure, cold pragmatism.
But wait, I have to push back a little here. What about the ordinary citizens? The ones who don't have power or poison?
Well, that's where Svetlana's brother Mishka comes in. His life is the ultimate tragic foil to her success.
Right, because he doesn't get to just climb the ladder.
No, not at all. The novel argues that in a collapsing empire, you can't have a billionaire without a brother trapped at the bottom. And it starts with this bizarre childhood rivalry he has with a one-eyed raven.
Wait, a raven?
Yeah, they literally fight over a single brass button.
Fighting a bird for a shiny piece of trash. That is, wow. It really sets the tone for a life of feudal struggle, doesn't it?
It really does. Mishka spends decades surviving these brutal prisons day by day.
Just scraping by while his sister's living in luxury.
Exactly. And ultimately, he's conscripted and burns alive inside a tank during the Donetsk conflict. His tragic fate is so deeply entwined with her luxury.
That is horrific. But Svetlana's cold pragmatism eventually boomerangs back on her, doesn't it?
It does, and it starts with Sari in this incredibly darkly ironic climax. Sari, the untouchable mastermind, accidentally breaks the final ampule.
On his own chest, right?
Yeah.
While standing in Svetlana's luxury apartment.
Yeah, just a single drop of his own medicine. And because the nerve agent is so volatile, it triggers this massive chain reaction.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it causes a literal gas explosion. It wipes out his illicit fortune and the whole empire Svetlana built.
Svetlana survives, though, right? Because she wasn't home.
She does survive, but she ends up entirely alone in a rented place in Thailand.
And the wildest part is she isn't mourning her brother or her husband or even Kostya. She's only mourning her Chihuahua Busia.
Right. She survives the collapse of an empire, but she completely loses her humanity in the process.
It's incredibly bleak, and it leaves you with a really provocative question to think about after we wrap up today.
Yeah, what would you do?
Exactly. If you were handed a vial of absolute power during a time of total societal collapse, would you try to reshape history, or would you only try to save yourself?